The crazy part is I just got a haircut. So guys, I'm going to teach you how to get to 100K in net worth and how I got to it and how it can be a bit easier for you guys instead of just fucking around. So I got to 100K in net worth in only 3 years, maybe four, 3.5. So I basically started working full time. I was saving my money, and of course I invested in my 401k back in 2022. I wasn't really making a lot, so I wasn't really investing a lot, and my savings weren't the best, and I was just spending money on stupid shit. So I had a job that paid, I think it was like 13 an hour back in 22. 13 an hour is fucking nothing. Take in mind this was back in 2022, so inflation wasn't that high, but it's really not going to get you anything. You're really not going to get shit from you know, $13 an hour. I was only getting like 35 hours, so I wasn't making much. Fast forward to 2023, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna start investing, right? And start saving. So I started going on this like self improvement journey after my it wasn't my ex, it was like a situationship, and she really fucked with my head. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna become the best man ever, right? You know how it goes. So so I was dating someone at the time, and I realized, yeah, I don't want to end up like them. They smoke weed every day, and they don't tell them to stop. They don't do it, and it's really not. They're really not setting the best example for me. So I broke up with them, and I literally broke up with them while I was moving. While I got the job at the bakery, and I was making. I got went from $13 to 16.50, and I was full time, 40 hours a week, with the 3% match of a 401k. So, and I think it was like 100 and something hours of paid vacation, so I can accrue PTO. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna start saving. Fuck it, I'm gonna start working out, right? And it really fucking hurt. I also had a car at the time, and I was just like, man, this shit is fucking killing my bank account. My car was broken and shit, so I had to find a new job. And the person that hired me, or the person that basically gave me more money, was like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna give you 16.50." And I was like, "Cool, man. My car is toast. It's fucking toast." And they were like, "Yeah, man, we good, we good. We're gonna give you 16.50." And I was like, "Cool, man." So I get over. I start working in the bakery, and I'm just like, I don't know how to do none of this shit. I'm fucking trash. So I was a bakery apprentice, right? I started as a bakery apprentice, and I basically didn't want to do it. I was like, hey, a week later, I was like, hey, I don't know if I can do this job. Like, I'm terrible. I told my manager, and the manager was like, that's cool. You can be a clerk. And I was like, I can be a clerk. And they're like, yeah, you can be a clerk. So I was a clerk for like 7 months, and then they were like, yeah, you can't. The other manager was like, you can't. He came in. He was like, you can't be a clerk or you can't be an apprentice. I was like, I thought I was a clerk, and he was like, no, you've been apprentice. You've been an apprentice for like the last 7 months, and we don't do that. So you need to choose to be a baker, or you need to choose to be a clerk. And I was like, I don't. I was thinking I don't know how to bake at all. I haven't been baking for like the last past 7 months. So what the fuck? I was like, I'll just be a clerk. He was like, okay. So 16.50 turns into like 17 something or something. I don't remember what it was. I can pull it up. Let me pull it up. But basically, he was like, yeah, you can't stay in that position for more than like 7, 8 months. So you got to choose. The other girl was like, okay, I'll become a baker. She didn't know how to fucking bake, which is crazy to me. How you have a job and you don't learn how to do that job. That's basically how it is over at this company. Is they don't really care. They'll just promote you because you've been working there for a long time, regardless if you know or not. So let's see. So I was making 1625 in 2023 of January, right? And then I jumped from 1625 to 1730. Um, so I was really saving here. I was like, let me just save all of my money, right? I don't think I was saving all of it, but I was saving a good chunk of it, and not everything was so expensive. So I was probably spending like 1 or 2 thousand a month. Um, I was just being a dumbass, eating out and stuff. But a lot of stuff was cheaper than. Um, so yeah, I become a clerk, which is basically just packaging and stuff. Um, at the same time, I get my pay rate changed, and then 2024 rolls around, and I'm only get a 70 cent raise, and I'm like, this is bullshit, and I'm like heavily saving here now, right? I'm heavily saving, and I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. I have to like get another job, right? So I apply to UPS and I instantly get hired. There's no like application. There's not apply. I just get hired. I start working there. You just fill out the form. You fill out some bullshit. You do some fucking text thing or something, and you get the job there. So I was making 21 an hour, back in 2024, 5 days a week. Like I think it was like 25 hours over there. So I was making good money over there for 2024, right? And at the time, I think I was 20, I think I was 20 at the time. So yeah, I back in 2024, I was doing that, and I was like, I need more money regardless. So I go to my manager. I'm like, hey, I want to be a baker, and this is a different manager now, right? And they're like, you want to be a baker? I don't know if you're ready for it. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm ready for it. They're like, okay, well, if I promote you to a bakery apprentice, I was like, I thought I could. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever, bakery apprentice. They're like, yeah, you're gonna speed up, and I was like, at the time, the manager was kind of retarded, but I was slowing down, so it doesn't matter. It's just like one of those things where it's like you do work, but it's not recognized. So I was like, whatever. One day, one of the managers called out, and I had to like bake, um, or something, and I did a pretty good job. So my manager comes up to me and he's like, "Good job, you crushed it. High five." And then he's like, I changed your pay. You're now making 19 an hour. I like your cut, G." I was like, "Appreciate it, boy." So I start working at UPS as well. So I'm like fucking suffering now. So I'm doing both jobs, and now I can't sleep. I only eat like one meal a day. I'm working like 60 hours, 65 hours, which was not, I don't recommend this. I recommend you work like data entry. Work like 3 data entry jobs, you'll be fine. Trust me, this is not the route to go. I was fucking dumb. Like, don't work 2 physical jobs. So I'm like saving and shit. I got rid of my car. I said, how can I really save money? So I got rid of my phone plan and I bought a Mint Mobile, $15 a month. My gym was only $10 a month, so I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna cancel it. That was a good idea not to do that because now I actually use my gym membership. Um, my gas, I said, fuck it, fuck my car. I fucking hate my car. It's like 240 a month at the time. So I was like, fuck that shit. Also, it died on me, and I don't want to pay like 4 grand to replace it. So I basically bought a motorbike, got my license. Yes, the investment was 5K because of all the gear and the training and stuff, but altogether it was 5K. And then it was a new bike, 6,000 miles on it. Can't complain. Um, so the gas is like, it was like $5. Um, Oh shit, it's doubled since then. It's like $9 just to like fill up my tank now. So it was like $5 to fill up and everything, so I was okay with that. Um, I basically just bought like ground beef and like chicken for my groceries. Um, so I wasn't spending that much. I didn't move out and my rent was like 150. So that really helped me. Rent it was it's always a big contributor to like financial poverty. Um, I can't say that I stopped eating out because I always just wanted to order McDonald's. I would always just order McDonald's. I just couldn't help it. Sometimes I ate McDonald's like 10 days straight. I was so depressed. Um, and I was like, oh shit, okay, whatever. Um, I bought stupid shit, but I will always try not to do that. So I was in the warehouse for like 6 months, and I said I can't do this anymore. So I quit. Oh, and I quit because the real reason I quit, I made like it was like I can't remember like 10 grand or something. But at the time, I think my net worth was only like 20K. I don't know. Um, I was investing in my 401k. Then I opened a Roth back in like 2023, 2024, I believe. It was 2024. Um, there was this girl, I talk about her a lot, or I talked about her a lot on this channel. Situationship number two girl. So I kind of fell in love with her. Like, not even gonna lie, I fell in love with her. We only dated for like a month, and I thought, oh, maybe, like if I play my cards right, I can manipulate her into like falling in love with me too. But it didn't work out, and I was a fucking idiot. But I quit because of her. I was like, I want to be with her, and I don't want to work anymore. So let me put this whole grinding shit on the side. So I quit my job. Also, I just didn't want to do it anymore. But it was a fun time. But dude, let me tell you, I had the best. Like my mental fortitude was fortified. I was locked in. I was like, this is what I need to do. This is how it goes. I'm gonna fuck everybody up. I'm gonna become the best I can possibly be. And I was doing like, I think it was like 50 pull-ups a day because my brother was like, yeah, let's do that. But I was just motivated, I was motivated. I loved my job, right? I loved baking because I had another baker that was awesome. He was fucking sick, phenomenal. He taught me how to bake. Love that guy, right? Um, so basically this girl, the situationship number two girl, I worked with her. Everything was great. She was kind of a hoe, but like, who isn't a hoe nowadays? Um, so I really liked her, and I quit my job for her because it was also hard too, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I put my 2 weeks in. Then she kind of just didn't engage with me anymore because I was being fucking stupid. Didn't It looked like I didn't care about her, so I was like, fuck me, I'm an idiot. I should have done something better. But at this point, I was really heartbroken. I was thinking to myself, damn, I'm really so like fucking I don't know what to do. I fucked up. Now I'm just gonna go and find another girl. So I found another girl, and that's actually I find two girls, and one of them actually is my ex that I'm not over right now, and we actually built a whole year together, and then she leaves. But that's the story for you can go watch my other videos on her. But during that process, around 2025 of May, the 24th, I got promoted to baker. So I got an extra dollar. So I was making $20 an hour. And at this point, I'm really saving. I'm like, okay, $15 for gas. I mean, $15, $5 for gas. Okay, 150 for my phone plan. Whatever the fucking phone plan was. 120 for my Planet Fitness, my groceries, my food, and everything. Okay, what can I cancel? I can't. I literally have the bare minimum. I can pull it up as well. Like, I got a whole book right here. Let me check that shit out real quick. Oh man, this is really sad. This is like my journal. Fucking heartbreak. That's crazy. So basically, I have gas, my bike, my bike maintenance, my phone bill, my gym, my food, my rent, my copays, my clothes, my dates, my skincare, my haircut, my supplements. I don't buy supplements much anymore. My investing. So I basically invest like 20K a year. But all of that shit right there, all of that shit. How much was that shit right there? Anyways, it was like 11,000 at the time, but now it's like 12, 13,000 now. Um, so I basically saved and I lived on the bare minimum, and then I um invested like 20,000 a year. Um, so yeah, uh, 2025 of September, I got another raise. It was $1 raise, so I was making 21 an hour. Um, this is when I was with my ex. She was I told her about it and she was like, "Yay, I only make 19 an hour." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. That's why I'm better than you." And this is when I asked her like, "Do you love me?" you know? And I was spending like I think it was 2,600 a year on her. Um that's how much I gave. I asked her, "Do you love me?" and she kind of freaked out. And she's very avoidant. She was very avoidant, so she didn't tell me if she loved me or not, but she kind of already did. Um So I'm just saving and all that. Um, I'm really just like being brutal with it. Like, hey, I'm not gonna eat out anymore. I'm only gonna eat out once a week with my girlfriend, which was my ex now. But um, I need to like lock in, right? So I'm just like grinding every day. I just go to work, come home, go to work. Sometimes I go to the gym, not really. Um, and I just do that, and I'm like dying. Cause like we get new managers, and they fucking suck. They're terrible, and I'm just like, fuck me, this is terrible. Like before, oh my goodness, it was like fucking heaven. I worked. It wasn't heaven, but I worked there and it was really easy. But now it's just fucking hard. Um, and you can watch my previous videos. It was hard, and I talked about it. So at this point, at the start of like 2025, I think I had like maybe I can pull it up. I don't know. This is not really a how-to video. This is more of just me telling you my progress. Let's see. Let me go back to. Guys, have you liked the video yet? So I had 79,000. Um, in March, I had $79,000. So I basically saved. Let me go back further. 2025. Bear with me, guys. Did I just not calculate my net worth? That's crazy. No, I didn't calculate my net worth. That's crazy. My net worth. I think I was at like 60,000 or something. I wasn't really like Calculating every day. Damn, bro. My notes are just filled with how to get back with my ex. I think I was making like, or I made, or I saved like, so I had like 80,000 at the start of the year. Um, and now I made it to 100, and it's only August, so that's great. But yeah, that's basically how I saved 100,000. I didn't. I live below my means, way below my means, like 1,000 a month. Invested more. I saved a lot. I worked 2 jobs for 6 months. I was full time. I uh, I got less lucky with investments. Apparently, it was like a 22% increase for some stocks, which was really great. I just invested in whatever. Honestly, I don't even know how to invest. I just went for it. But that's pretty much it. Honestly, like if you can live on, if you can make more money, this is really easy for you guys. Okay, this is gonna be a really easy video for you guys. If you make 50,000 a year, just live on like 12K of that. That's it. That's all you need to do. Live on one third of that even. If you have to pay for rent, try and live as cheaply as possible. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you can literally buy a can of Arizona. It's 99 cents. And then you can also like scavenge. Oh, that's another great example. Most of the things that I need, I can just scavenge. Or I can buy it on marketplace. For example, like of course I can't buy like skincare on market. Well, yeah, I can, but you can't find that from the trash. This right here, this was a hand me down. This right here was a gift. Um, I got an air purifier. That's for my dedication to at my workplace. Um, fuck. This thing that my computer's on, the desk, coffee table, whatever. I got it from my mom. Um, the thing that my TV's on. Let me show you. It's from the garbage. My bed, he's like 20 plus years old, and I still have it. That's probably why I have scoliosis. My bed sheets. My sister doesn't want bed sheets sometimes. I just take them. What else? What else? My towels used from Amazon. Most of my clothes are used. Look at this. I made this for free. This is free. This is my notebook for free. It's literally free. I got it for free. Are you crazy? Um, what else? All these pencils and pens. I'm not gonna show you, but I have markers and pencils and pen. They're all free. They're all free. They're all free. I'm just saying. You get them. You get sometimes you get them from your workplace, and you forget to bring them back, and then there's no point. There's no point in bringing them back. Um, yeah. So most of the stuff that I have is either from my childhood, or it's from hand me down, or it's from, of course, my phone. My phone is about 2 years old. I think it's 25, but it's new. It was new when I bought it. Of course, I need that. But stuff like furniture, you do not need to spend money on furniture. You don't need to spend money on a bed. You don't need to spend money on, um, I don't know if lamps call or like furniture, but you don't need that. Even TVs. People are giving away TVs on Marketplace for free. So, guys, I'm telling you right now, you do not need to spend money on literally anything. Like, just scavenge. I promise you, it's worth it. Half the tools that I have in my toolbox was scavenged. Um, my bike, right? I have a motorcycle. I learned how to do the adjustment. It's not a perfect adjustment like the chain adjustment. It's not a perfect adjustment, but it's good enough to where the chain doesn't fall off the sprocket now. I might have to take it in though. Um, Always work on it yourself. It's always just better to work on it yourself because literally it was eight. The bill was $800. Um, I think it was like $100 or $200 just to get a adjustment. Let me just look it up really quickly. How much would it cost at Mountain Motorsports to get a chain realignment?
Mountain Motorsports doesn't offer set prices for chain adjustments. Their service uses
Yeah, it's like 110 to $160. I'm not paying that for a fucking chain realignment when I can spend 2 hours. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can spend 2 hours stressing about how I can get these fucking knobs off. It was fucking killer, but I got it. I got it off. Okay, so my bike is practically broken, but like it still functions and I can still ride it, so it's good. So obviously don't buy or don't take my advice on that because that is a bit risky unless you like want to be a mechanic or something or you're smart with your motorcycle. Don't be dumb like me and be like, oh, it's kind of aligned. I don't know though. Don't do that. Also, my solenoid starter doesn't work, so I have to push. I literally have push start now. That's a new feature that I put on my bike. Well, it was automatically there, physics and stuff. But does your bike have push to start? I don't think so. Um, but yeah, basically scavenging also helped me a lot. Skincare, it's great and all. I don't know if you really need it though. Of course, sunscreen all the time. Let's see what I hear. I started doing minoxidil, so that's an extra, like, I don't know, whatever. I just put it in with skincare. I don't care about any of that. Those goggles, I don't know if you can see those goggles. I don't know where I got those. I think it was like the Lost and Found or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Life's great. Life's great. I like it. In the next like 3 4 years, I'll probably have like a net worth of 200,000. I'm hoping to aim for. If the stock market goes the way that I want it to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I'm only 22 years old with a net worth of 100,000. So if you guys are proud of me, you can go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe, and it's all free. It's all free. I would appreciate it. Get in the comments if tell me what your net worth is, or if you're comfortable sharing your story on how you kind of got to where you are today. I would really appreciate it, and I do like reading your guys' comments. It really makes my day when anybody comments, like literally anything. You can comment anything, even if you're like fucking um, saying some shit. But that's it. Follow for more tips. Bye.